Welcome back to another weekly GMBN Tech Show. Coming up on this week's show, we have some Eurobike highlights for you.
Yeah, everything from bearings, tyre plugs, if you can think of it, it's probably in there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's also a new secret bike we've just found out about, and some pretty cool stuff from you guys as well. Okay, so we're straight into news, and obviously it was Eurobike last week, so tech delight. Less so on the bike front, I have to say, this year.
Yeah, it seemed like lots of tidbits, lots of exciting, cool pieces of tech, but perhaps not the...
Yeah, like loads of tech for us, but I honestly found it hard to find a bike, a mountain bike that is, there wasn't an e-bike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I couldn't believe it. We slowly started seeing this over the last few years, but this is the first time go to shows like, oh my God, like pretty much every good-looking mountain bike was an e-bike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you'll have to go over to GMBN for that stuff. Cause
Steve Jones must have been having a field day.
Oh my God, he didn't shut up, that man, talking about e-bikes. He loves them. No, but seriously, there is some great e-bike stuff there. But for the tech stuff, just going to talk about some of the highlights, and the weirdest one actually for me, people are like, what was the highlight of the show? It was like a bearing.
Ooh.
It was,
very exciting.
I know, I feel like I need my little science coat. And now I was on the Cane Creek stand talking to those guys, and they've got a new bottom bracket, I think they call it, the Hellbender. And inside the bottom bracket, they're using an SKF Matrix bearing.
Yeah, because explain this one to me, because I can't quite get my head around it.
Right, so in any sort of cartridge bearing, you've got the seals on the outside that are supposed to keep the crap out. But of course, at some point, you've either got to have the trade-off of a seal that's so well sealed that the bearing's actually a bit slower.
Yes.
Or it's going to let some stuff in and probably keep it in there, which wears
well, of
out
course,
the bearing.
yes, yeah.
So basically, it's like a polymer, and it's an oil-filled polymer that fills up the gap between the bearings.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah.
And it kind of leaks oil onto the bearing as it's rotating.
So the bearing is... was completely
impervious, I guess.
Yeah.
Yet to actually try one out, but just looking at one and feeling the sort of the cutaways that I had on the stand, it feels just like a normal bearing, but in theory should stop mud and water and sand and other stuff getting in to wear it out.
It sounds fantastic. Where do I sign?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, I was thinking of ordering some straight away, actually.
Yeah, totally. And one thing I saw actually from your highlights on the channel was the toe peak plug system that sits within the Ninja. I mean, it seems to be kind of flavour of the week, that the plugs at Eurobike, but I mean, fantastic, eh?
Those guys, I have no idea how they constantly come up with so many new products. So they said to me they have 50 new products every year.
No way.
50.
Some
people never have that many. I'm astonished, and like you say, that stuff. Perhaps a bit of a departure. It's like it looks like super high-end stuff. Their stuff is like arguably it's just functional. It does what you need it to do. But that stuff, it's really, really nice stuff.
It does look really sleek. And before, I think, I don't mean this in a disparaging way at all. But yeah, toe peak stuff was incredible value and just very functional. And you knew what you were getting. Oh, sweet, it's going to be good. But now it looks like the sort of thing that, your kind of Rafa-clad roadies
like
wouldn't turn their nose
premium sort of
stuff.
stuff.
It looks really, really good.
Yeah, really good stuff from Topi. Definitely worth checking that stuff out. What else we've got? Oh, of course, the POC helmet. So, although the helmet hasn't changed, the tactile race spin, still got the shearing pads inside, but it's got the NFC transmitter in it. So we did talk about this a little while back. But essentially, if you imagine something like a SIM card that's just as part of the helmet, doesn't require battery, and basically you can upload via an app, which is already being used by emergency services in Europe and mountain services. You can upload your vital stats, next of kin, blood types, allergies, like anything essential that medical people need to know. So essentially the whole thing that POC was saying is if you're unable to speak, bang,
so
the info is there.
And so in the app, is there anyone able to access and read that? Or
yes, anyone can download the app. It is an app that's already been used by mountain services already.
Perfect. Yeah.
So the fact is it's already there, technology and infrastructure is in place. And just as far as safety is, we started seeing safety features on various things like the Garmin's with the alarms and stuff. And I just think this sort of technology, NFC, I'd love to see that on helmets, full stop.
I mean, it could be useful here just to identify whose helmet's whose, because we have a big pile of them.
They're actually not such a bad idea.
Also from POC was there almost sort of welding screen glasses with the instantaneous change. And you were saying you could move your hand across the lens.
It was like seeing a shadow creep across the lens.
Yeah.
It's not even instant. It's like it's
before
faster than
instant.
Yeah. If you can imagine such a thing.
I mean, it looked. I'm someone that I always really struggled in dappled light. But at the same time, maybe I don't eat enough carrots, but I do struggle in low light as well.
Yeah.
So something like this seems Well, pretty remarkable.
Have you ever used like conventional photochromatic lenses before?
I never have.
Right, so they're great, but they can take time.
Yeah, that's why.
And sometimes you go into the woods, you've got the same problem. Your lens is still a bit dark. You're like, whoa, hold on a second. So they're astonishing. We'll try and get some from Pot to have a closer look at.
Yeah.
Because they change on the spot. But I think they're very limited edition.
Oh wow.
So more information on that as we get it. But
yeah, I really would love.
That's a little taste of the future, I think.
Yeah,
that's genuine tech.
So
I didn't say the screen is the screen. It's basically an LCD lens.
Oh, is it?
That's why it can act like that, and it's solar powered.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, so
hot crumpets.
Pretty good. Okay, something a bit more down your line, I think, from a suspension point of view. Only a tiny little thing, but you know that tiny things make a big difference. MRP have got the Chocolux internals, basically a new type of bushing that they're using on the internal rods. And basically they had one of the Chocolux ones versus one of the normal ones. And I think on the clip on screen you can see me just demonstrating there's no stiction whatsoever at all.
Yeah.
That's going to make like a significant difference, I think, in small bump like compliance. Tiny improvements, and they've also now they've got the ramp control cartridge. But they're now on all of their forks. You can put volume spacers on that as well. So you've got two ways of tuning the air spring.
Because the amount of MRP are coming out with a lot of cool stuff.
It's really well made as well.
Yeah.
Like I think it goes under the radar for a lot of people, but it's really up there, I think.
Actually, in terms of, I think price point, they're really super competitive.
Yeah.
For some features you might, innately think they would be the more features, obviously the more expensive, but they seem to be offering it at a really competitive price.
I'm really pleased about it. You know, because I've slowly seen them chipping away, coming into the scene. Like the ribbon was pretty good, but yeah, the stuff is really good now.
Now, something I saw, which might be, it's a bit conceptually cool, even if perhaps you wouldn't want it on your bike. Maybe it falls under the Eurotrash umbrella, but it's certainly, I think, a really interesting piece. A company called Tats, I hope I'm saying it right, 3mm thick pedals. Because they
insane.
They house the bearing inside the crank. So different cranks, admittedly. But we're always talking about geometry. Oh, how can I change the geometry of my bike? How can I do this? How can I do this? And then people sometimes, refer to bottom bracket heights off the bike as if it's gospel, and then have nothing short of a chock ice as a pedal.
Yeah, if your stack height is high on the pedals,
And it's, something like that, because then also you can run a lower saddle, because it will essentially increase the effective length of the crank, which then, it seems like a really good idea. I'm not, like I said, I probably won't be throwing the cranks off my bike to get this just yet.
Yeah.
But
it's a great concept.
I think it's actually really, really cool.
I mean, interesting you say that the bearings are in the crank. People have toyed with this idea before with similar thickness pedals, but the bearing has been on the pedal outboard of the crank. And actually, I've ridden those, and it creates a bit of an issue if you don't get your foot on the pedal properly. So having it in the crank, that could be a really good solution.
And also I found with the pedals that have it housed slightly outboard, they develop play quite quickly. They wear quite quickly, especially if you do a bit of pedaling. And, I think this one might potentially be a kind of a stiffer interface for it.
When you say pedaling, you mean like just casual Everesting or something like that?
I mean, down the shops for a cup of tea and a biscuit maybe,
Okay, right, next up, Manitou Kids Fork. So in the last few shows, we've talked, there's pretty much always been some kids-related thing. This is the first time I've seen a genuine kid suspension fork that's a really good one in the flesh.
Oh, wow,
Normally they tend to be quite heavy budget offerings. And this was basically, it looked like a miniature version of the Mezza. 20 and 24-inch versions, 100 to 120 mil travel, adjustability. No frills really, it's just really nicely made. We've seen the technology before in adult size forks, so now it's a genuine kids fork. And the handlebar as well.
Well, obviously, as the leader of the Make Kids Bikes Bad Again movement, I firmly reject this, and I'm not interested.
Okay, you'll definitely hate the handlebars then.
Oh, God, don't.
So, people have done skinny handlebar grips for kids, but this is a pair of Answer Pro taper bars. So our external diameter of the bar is 22.2, that's where your clamp size is. Basically, they have handlebar grips that are that size on them.
Right.
And then the inner part of the bar is actually 15.5.
Oh no!
So they're literally just miniature.
I'm sorry, these kids are going to have such a nice time. I can't stand for that. I don't know about you, but I won't be able to sleep at night if I endorse such a product.
I
Make
love
kids' bikes bad again. And last but not least, out of Eurobike, now we have the hip lock ground anchor, which to me sounds a bit 50 Shades. Are you hip locked to the floor yourself?
Just hip lock is the branding. Yeah, as we know, ground anchors, they've pretty much never really changed design. No. Just a big plate that you basically bolt to the floor with some sort of concrete screws. And then once they're in, you pretty much fit and forget them, which is the problem if you live in a rented property, or perhaps you can't commit to fitting one like that. This one from Hitbox, it's called the Anchor, actually changes the way you install them. So it's got basically a cup that fits to the surface. Let's say it's the back of a van, for argument's sake. Yep. You put your bolts into that and bolt them to the back of the truck. Hopefully you can't get to the underneath of that. And then the actual part that the lock goes through screws into that. So when the lock is in place, it stops you getting access to the bolts.
Of course.
So it's just a different take on a ground anchor, but it does mean that technically you could remove it and put it somewhere else, like a shed or a, less permanent settings.
Yeah, so that seems pretty good, because I've seen it before, hammering the ball bearings in.
Yeah.
But you do think, oh, well, I hope the next person that takes the house is a cyclist.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I mentioned this to someone at the show, actually, and he reckoned he'd left about 250 quid worth of ground anchors at various rental properties over the years. Yeah. So he just fit a new one. So, well, got to have one.
Got to have one.
So, yeah, that's great. Just another cool security piece there.
So, Doddy, I want an Ibis.
Yep.
Fantastic, prestigious brand.
Need a bit of that.
But I'm not a dentist. You can see. That's unfair. I'm just joking. But they're normally pretty pricey, pretty nice bikes.
It is a premium.
But they've got something a bit new, a Ripmo in alloy.
Yes.
So,
price.
Yeah, this sounds pretty cool. Now, how is it the same geometry? Is it basically?
It's basically the same.
I'd say a carbon copy, but you know what I mean.
A good gag. Yeah, it's basically the same bike made of alloy, and the coolest thing is, I mean, Ibis bikes are premium bikes, no mistake about it. But this one, you can actually get complete builds from $299 US dollars.
That seems pretty competitive.
Yeah, I think that's amazing from a bespoke manufacturer like that make very small runs of very specific bikes for people. They're not a big bike brand. They do what they do very well, and I'm really pleased to see that. As you can see, it looks pretty good on screen there. 29-inch wheel, 160mm
just looking through the numbers.
DW link, 64 and a bit. Was it 64.9 degree head angle, 76 seat angle?
Does look very good actually.
It's great. It's a great riding bike. Works really well, and to have a more budget-friendly version, I think that is fantastic. It's really good. I'm banned from saying fantastic, by the way. You need to shut me down.
Oh, okay. I'll stop saying progressive.
Okay, cool. Done.
Yeah. No. Fair.
Yeah. But well, there you go. I think it's an awesome looking bike. Frame weight, 8.25 pounds for a medium. And for its size is small through to XL.
Now it is time for Bike Cave. This is the part of the show where we showcase, well, you basically do all the legwork for us. You maintain and make these incredible bike caves, and you allow us to take a peek inside. Now, if you want your bike cave to be featured, we have uploaded a link just below, and get them into us. It's always a cool time to have them on the show, and we're grateful for every single one.
It is. It makes our life easier.
Yeah, so do it for us, guys. But no, some really cool kit. And on the Eurobike theme this week, we have Christian. Now, I genuinely thought this was like a trade show stand. He says...
Oh, hold on, I just want to correct you there. There's more mountain bikes on that than a Eurobike trade show stand.
yeah, that's pretty apt. He's even gone to the length of him to getting a Pantone match.
That is insane.
On his canyons.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah, so he's a Christian from his cellar.
His cellar.
Maybe that's French. His cellar.
Yeah.
And he just said, "You just finished my new bike cave. Here's a blue and black colour to match my two Canyon bikes," and he arranged them with steady racks, and it's such an efficient way.
Yeah, those racks are really cool actually. We've got a few of those in our lockup, and it's so good to be able to move your bikes side to side to get access to them. And
he's also matched it with the Park Tool Blue, which is always a nice touch.
Even his racking's Park Tool Blue.
Yeah, totally. He's solid, big blue fan.
Good work, Christian. Loving it. That's great.
I'm trying to think of a blue song.
No, the only songs by Blue are awful.
Wide.
You probably should mention songs by Blue.
Something, oh God. All I can think of is Duncan from Blue. Moving swiftly. Oh. We have got a continuation of the Blue theme. It's Anthony.
Yeah. Wait, this looks like another flipping trade stand as well.
It does. This one looks really good.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is zoomed in on your mouse. Yeah, so it's for Nathan in Eastern Pennsylvania, USA. I'm a college freshman, moved in a few weeks ago, and knew I had to bring my bikes with me to take advantage of the local riding. Finally got the college bike cave dialed in. Dude, this looks insane. So, all right, so I get it, right. So this is basically a display of all your gear on the floor.
Oh, lovely.
What have you done to that bed frame behind? Have you cut that in half to turn it into a bike rack?
Oh, yeah, it
looks like the lower part that supports the mattress. He's butchered that.
That's
good bodging.
That is good bodging. Love your work. He's also got, I think that's like a Pelican case or something similar, which are so good for like camera cases.
If I didn't have tool cabs already, I'd be all over the Pelican case thing.
He's gone for the controversial dropper on the gravel bike.
Well, the controversial gravel bike on a mountain bike show.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to mention it, but now we're here.
Yeah, well, I was having a chat with John Cannings from GMBN Tech about this.
Our old adversary.
And I feel like there needs to be some sort of feature, we'll think it up soon, where we do something with a gravel bike and they do some gravel bike. Obviously, we need to win.
Well, maybe the winner doesn't have to do it. Do you know what I mean? We win so we can wash our hands of gravel bikes. Just kidding, I love gravel bikes.
I'm on the fence. I don't know how I feel about it. But mine would definitely have discs on it. I'm sure they might be scared of the discs on that side.
Oh, yeah, they probably would.
They have to have little disc protectors and they bless them. Great selection. There's some ridiculously tidy bike caves actually. Let's have some messy ones next week. I want to see some old school sheds, anything like that. Send them in. All right, now it's time for Rewind. This is where we ramble on about all the old retro mountain bike stuff. Some of that stuff should have stayed where it was. Some of the stuff has definitely progressed into like much better stuff these days. Either way, there's a cool story to tell.
Stepping stone or a dead end.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, look at that amazing helmet at the back there. It's given us all the modern sort of full face helmet, so it can't be a bad thing. If you've got anything cool or old, take some pictures, tell us about it or ask us about it. Link is right there. What we got first then?
So first of all, a submission from Jack. Now, I saw these and I thought, Doddy will know about these because I remember lusting after them and thinking they were super cool, but I could never afford them or anything. Tell me something good.
Well, if you're the sort of rider that rides with one finger on the brake levers, if you fancy accidentally doing a stoppie when you go to do a bunny hop, they're good for that.
Yes,
because you kind of like you put a pressure on, doing a bunny hop and you pull the brakes. I went on the Shimano product launch when they first released these, and the first model was the XTR. Obviously, then they bring it down. And now on that launch, they also introduced rapid rise, so your gears change the opposite way.
Yes.
Right, and you have to change gears with the brake levers.
Yes.
And
this is going to be so good.
The brakes were the wrong way around. So everything that you could possibly not go the way you wanted it to go, coming out of a turn, a switchback turn, you pull the front brake on by mistake instead of, touching the other brake, go change into an easier gear, change it into a harder gear, stuff things up, you fall off down the bank. Yeah. Basically just awful. I have no idea why anyone ever thought that was a good idea on a mountain bike. The thing that you need the most on a mountain bike is your brakes for controlling your speed. And cool, let's have the gear levers there as well.
But that rapid rise stuff, I mean, if using, you could compare some stuff to, driving on the other side of the road. Rapid rise was literally like trying to drive the car from the boot. Yeah, it is absolutely, just what is happening?
All wrong on every level.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't actually have anything good to say about them. But it's amazing that someone's still using them.
Yeah, I think
but judging by the nuke-proof grips, which are fairly modern, you must be...
It does free up a bit of lever space though, with the... He's got a Scott Genius there. Yeah, I think you actually saw this in a cash converter. Yeah. And it's, I think it's maybe functional, maybe good for just very gentle riding.
Now, this one, do you remember these?
Yes.
The original Santa Cruz Heckler. So this is from Alex, 96. In fact, it's this guy's Christchurch in New Zealand.
So I was 4 years old when this bike came out. So when I say remember them, I remember them of learning about them much after the fact.
So we've actually featured it on the show before. So you just started the rebuild and now you've completed it, which is cool. So it's got rock shocks. I don't know if it's deluxe or the super deluxe. I forget. Super deluxe, she said there. Sun Rhino light rims, XT parallax hubs. I mean, the build looks great. It looks like you've got the original answer bars on there as well. White Industries cranks. Nice. What pedals are they? I don't even recognise the pedals.
Of course.
And this was when Santa Cruz came into the bike industry, really, at this point, and everyone's like, you have to have it. It's a Santa Cruz. And they kind of still have that, really. It's just everyone knows them now.
But I don't know how Santa Cruz have done it because they've become immensely popular. You can't really get away from the things.
Yeah.
But also still incredibly sort of desirable, borderline boutique in some ways.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same way that like German like saloon cars are really, really desirable, but incredibly common.
Yeah.
And you think,
you see
marketing guys.
That's nice.
Paying his bills, Yeah. Really, really impressive.
It's a job well done. Really nice to see that. And thanks for sending in like a revised set of images there, Alex. That looks wicked. Good work on there. Nice one.
So now we have Top Mods, which is your chance to show off some of the handiwork you've done at home. It doesn't have to be a complete, re-welding of a rear triangle or anything like that, heaven forbid.
It could be, though.
It could be. But it could be something simple, something perhaps more creative, like this week's submission, which is from Yusuf. And basically, him and his friends kind of all got relatively basic bikes, or, not what people might perceive as super aggressive, all the bikes we talk about now. But they realised pretty early on that fun was king. And keeping in that theme, he says, Martin's helmets inspired him to do a Sharpie job.
Sort of the Sharpie thing, yeah.
So he stripped his frame down to a white finish and then just went mad with a Sharpie. And it
looks amazing,
absolutely fantastic. It looks so, just cool.
Yeah.
And he's even got a little plug for GMBN.
Oh, nice, a little GMBN graphic on there.
Is just
awesome.
It's just lovely,
That's cool. So he stripped off all the rust and stuff as well. So he's actually basically making it last a lot longer as well by doing this, not just fixing it up.
Yeah. And he's just
that looks great.
Done it so well, and it just got so much personality.
Yeah. Oh, I love this as well. So he says at the end here, this is the final result. It might not be a super capable mountain bike, but it's unique and it's mine. It's just as fun to ride as it was to build. Dude, that's amazing. That's really cool.
It reminds you, no matter what bike you have, you can it is about having fun and just.
It is, and that sort of project as well is really good fun. Just doing it, taking stuff apart, cleaning it, stripping it, making it better, putting it back together, and it's different.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Totally.
Yeah, good work. That's awesome. Thanks for that, Yusuf. Okay, now it's time for Tech of the Week. I'm quite pleased to say that you've actually picked something relatively simple for this one.
Totally. I mean, the bike industry does get a fair bit of stick for proprietary this, different that.
Oh, standards.
Yeah. The standard, you know. But SRAM will have actually knocked out of the park with this one. A universal derailleur hanger.
Yes.
So this is it. We're going to, the license is open. Anyone can make it.
Yeah, what took you so long, boys? Come on.
And it's kind of thrown down the mantle to other people and been like, if you don't use it, it's you, it's not us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got to say, this is actually amazing. Because that is really a component on a bike that is so easy for manufacturers to just source one out of a catalogue and get on with it. Why is everyone having so many different hangers?
And sometimes, literally, although the bike might not change from model year to model year, still in the same product run, it will change.
I know, it's crazy.
Oh, and then it's always...
It seems wasteful as well.
Yeah.
There must be so many used, unused ones that just sat around the place.
And you get out the Wheels MFG chart, which is like an old pirate map. It's like tea-stained, burnt at the edges.
I know the ones.
Oh, you need... that one. When will it be in stock?
JJ F4713.
Yeah.
And I've got JJ F4712.
Yeah, I was going to say, and when will the 47 be in stock? It should be 2021. oh, brilliant. I'm on holiday here for 4 days. It's just so cool. I think it's brilliant.
Well played, Sram, actually, and great for making this open source as well.
Yes,
even better, because that should be inspiring other people to use it. Here's an idea. A, let us know down there in the comments if you think this is a good idea. I'm sure you would agree with us that it is a good idea. And B, are there any other standards that you think that we should have on mountain bikes? And we'll have a bit of a standards chat because there have been some funny ones in the past. Yeah, let us know. Let us know down there, and we'll pick this one up because I think there'll be some funny stuff to talk about amongst this.
And that's it for this week's show. Now, some of you the eagle-eyed watchers might be saying, but you haven't announced the winner of the Park Tour competition.
Yes.
That is next week, so tune in then.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if you want to be checking out some bike cave tech, check out Doddy's security feature, how to keep them locked up and safe at night.
Yeah, and click down here just to go straight through to the Eurobike playlist to see more of the weird tech stuff that we found. As always, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that notification bell. You get a little notification alert pop up on your device every time we launch a new video. That's about it.
Thank you very much for watching. See you next week.
TTFN.